In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the steady state error based on the type of input. So let's see what we are going to cover first. So we'll discuss about the steady state error. Then after that, we'll discuss about the error coefficients based on the type of input that we are going to use. Let's start. So we know that about steady state response, it is a part of total response that remains after transient response completely dries out. Or in another word, we can say that the response of the system that remains when time t tends to infinity. So that will be the steady state response. So when we are having steady state response of the system, we can extract various information from it. So let's see what are those. So we can determine the time taken by the system to reach to the steady state. So how much time a system is going to take in order to attain the steady state. So that time interval we can find. Now another thing that we can determine is the difference between the actual output that we are getting from the system and the desired output that we actually expected system to achieve. So the difference between these two output is called as a steady state error. So here in this lecture we will be mainly concentrating on determining steady state error. So now let's derive the steady state error first. For that we will be using a closed loop block diagram, like we are having an input R of S, then we will be having a summing point, and after that we will be having a block that is a transfer function G of S, and from that we will be having an output as C of S, and from here we will be having a feedback signal in the form of H of S, and it is going back to this summing point. So we'll consider that the signal is negative. Now here we can define other term also, like say this signal is B of S, the feedback signal is B of S, and when it is interacting at summing point with the reference input, so we are getting some error, so that error is E of S. So this error is the difference between R of S and B of S. So here we will be having this error. Now this error we can write as E of S is equal to the difference between R of S and B of S. We can write B of S as C of S into H of S, because this is the feedback signal that we are having here in the form of B of S. So it will be output into the transfer function of feedback element. So we will be having a feedback signal. Now let's substitute this B of S here in this equation, say it is 1. So we'll be substituting and rewriting this equation as E of S is equal to R of S minus C of S into H of S. Now similarly, we can also write C of S in the form of this transfer function G of S and E of S. So here we can say that C of S is G of S into E of S. So again substitute this C of S in this equation, say this is equation number 2. So again our error signal will become R of S minus, now in place of C of S we will be writing this G of S into E of S. So it will be G of S into E of S into H of S. Now what we can do, we can take this term, this entire term, from right hand side to left hand side. So it will become E of S plus, when we are sending this term to left hand side, minus will become plus. So we will be having G of S into E of S into H of S, and that will be equal to R of S. Now again we can take from this equation E of S common. So we will be having E of S in bracket 1 plus G of S into H of S, and that will be equal to R of S. Now since here our aim is to get the error signal, so we will be writing error signal as E of S equal to, so now we will be having R of S divided by this term 1 plus G of S into H of S. Now here we want to determine steady state error, and we know that steady state error is the error that remains in the system when time t tends to infinity. So if we want to write steady state error and we represent it by ESS, so it will be equal to limit when time t tends to infinity, what is the value of error, that is E of t. So now since we are having E of s here, and to get this E of t, we need to take inverse Laplace of this term. So that is going to give us steady state error. Now instead of determining the inverse Laplace of this term, what we can do, we can use the final value theorem. So which is limit t tends to infinity f of t, and that will be equal to limit s tends to 0 s into f of s. So this is the statement for final value theorem that we can use here in order to find the steady state error by using this expression itself. So here what this final value theorem says that the function value at time t infinity will be equal to s into f of s, where s tends to 0. So here we can say that steady state error in time domain will be equal to this value. So instead of determining the inverse Laplace of this term here, we can directly use this property to find the steady state error. So let's rewrite using this property, that is E of ss is equal to limit s tends to 0. Now this will become s into E of s for this expression. So now steady state error will become limit s tends to 0 s into r of s divided by 1 plus g of s into h of s. So this is the steady state error expression that we can use to determine it. Now from this steady state equation, we can say that this steady state error depends upon the type of input and its magnitude, and it also depends upon the open loop transfer function of the system, and also it depends upon the dominant non-linearity of the system. So if we are having non-linearity in the system that are dominating the performance of the system, then the steady state error will be dependent on those non-linearities. But here mainly we will be concentrating on the type of input and its magnitude and the open loop transfer function of the system. So we already got the equation for a steady state error as steady state error is equal to limit s tends to 0 s into r of s divided by 1 plus g of s into h of s. So this one is the input, so it depends on the magnitude and the type of input that we are using, and this is what the expression for open loop transfer function. So it depends on the open loop transfer function. Now let's see what are the effect of type of input and magnitude on the steady state error, and that is also called as a static error coefficients. So what we'll do, we'll determine the steady state error for a different input. So we will be considering first the step input of magnitude A, then we'll consider the case of ramp input of magnitude A, and last we will be considering the parabolic input of magnitude A. So let's consider first the step input of magnitude A. So about step input, we know that it is R of s is equal to A by s. So this is the value of step input. Now here if we substitute A to be 1, so it will become a unit step input. So let's consider it in a general way as A by s, where A defines the magnitude of the signal. So let's find the steady state error when we are having step input. So first we'll write the expression for finding steady state error. So it is limit s tends to 0 s into r of s upon 1 plus g of s into h of s. Now let's substitute the input value as A by s here. So it will be limit s tends to 0 s into A by s divided by 1 plus g of s into h of s. Now here in the numerator, s and s will get cancelled, and we will be having limit s tends to 0 A by 1 plus g of s into h of s. Now we can take this limit inside here. So we know that the constant is not going to affect by the limit. So we will be having A by 1 plus limit s tends to 0 g of s into h of s after applying limit. Now this term, that is limit s tends to 0 g of s into h of s, is called the system constant, and it is called as here in this case as positional error coefficient. So here limit s tends to 0 g of s into h of s is called positional error coefficient, and we also denote it by kp. So Kp will be equal to limit s tends to 0 g of s into h of s. So by substituting Kp here in place of limit s tends to 0 g of s into h of s, we will be having steady state error as a by 1 plus Kp. So this is the steady state error value when we are applying a step input. So here we can see that this error, steady state error, depended on the magnitude of the signal as well as the value of this positional error coefficient. So these are the two important things that will determine how much is the steady state error. Now let's determine for the ramp input of magnitude A. So here ramp input will be R of S is equal to A by S square. And again, let's write the expression or equation for steady state error. So it is a limit S tends to 0 S into R of S divided by 1 plus G of S into H of S. Now let's substitute the input value here. So it is a limit S tends to 0 S into A by S square upon 1 plus G of S into H of S. So here we can cancel one of the S from this denominator with this numerator. So we can cancel one S here. So now this expression we can rewrite as limit S tends to 0 A by S plus S into G of S into H of S, because the S that is remaining will going to come down here, and I have just multiplied this inside here. So it will be S plus S into G of S into H of S. Now what we can do, we can apply limit here. So when we are going to apply a limit here, so it will be applied to these variables. So we will be having A by limit S tends to 0 S plus limit S tends to 0 S into G of S into H of S. So now here this value will go to 0 and we will be having A upon limit S tends to 0 S into G of S into H of S. So now this term here called as velocity error coefficient. So here limit S tends to 0 S into G of S into H of S is called as velocity error coefficient, and this we represent by kV. So kV will be equal to limit S tends to 0 S into G of S into H of S. So now here in place of this term we will be writing kV. So error for this case will be A by kV. So this is the steady state error when we are having a ramp input. So again here we can see that the steady state error depends on the magnitude of the input as well as this velocity error coefficient. Now let's take the third case, that is a parabolic input. So we know that for parabolic input it is R of S is equal to A by S cube. So let's write the steady state error formula. So it is a limit S tends to 0 S into R of S divided by 1 plus G of S into H of S. Now let's substitute the input value, that is this one, A by S cube here. So limit S tends to 0 S into A by S cube upon 1 plus G of S into H of S. So again from this numerator and this denominator we can cancel S, and we will be left with limit S tends to 0 A by S square in bracket 1 plus G of S into H of S. Now we can multiply this S square inside for taking limit. So it will be limit S tends to 0 A by S square plus S square into G of S into H of S. So now let's apply the limit. So we will be having A by limit S tends to 0 S square plus limit S tends to 0 S square into G of S into H of S. So now again for this first term we can take a limit because it is a separate term and it does not depend on the information of the system. So this value will go to 0, but here we cannot apply the limit because we need information about the system. So this term will remain as it is. So we can write it as A by limit S tends to 0 S square G of S into h of s. Now here this sum in the denominator is called as acceleration error coefficient. So limit s tends to 0 s square g of s into h of s is called as acceleration error coefficient, and that we represent by Ka. So Ka will be equal to limit s tends to 0 s square g of s into h of s. So now steady state error we can write here as A by Ka. So from this equation we can see that again here the steady state error for this case depends on the magnitude of the input as well as the acceleration error coefficient. So in this way we can determine the error coefficient for different types of input as well as steady state error for different types of input. So let's summarize what we discussed here in this table. So when we are having type of input as a step input, so static error coefficient will be Kp, and it is given by limit s tends to 0 g of s into h of s. And for this case steady state error we will be having as A by 1 plus Kp, and static error coefficient is called as positional error coefficient. Now similarly when we are having input as ramp input, so static error coefficient will be Kv, and that is equal to limit s tends to 0 s into g of s into h of s, and steady state error will be A by Kv, and the name of coefficient, that is static error coefficient, is velocity error coefficient. For parabolic input we will be having static error coefficient as Ka is equal to limit s tends to 0 s square g of s into h of s, and steady state error will be A by Ka, and the name of the coefficient is acceleration error coefficient. So here we can make out that the name of the coefficient is derived from the nature of the response. So we know that step input is also called as positional function. So corresponding static coefficient is called as a positional error coefficient. Same way ramp input is called as a velocity function, and its error coefficient is called as velocity error coefficient. Same way for parabolic also. Parabolic is called as acceleration function, so its error coefficient is called as acceleration error coefficient. So by using these expression we can determine static error coefficient as well as steady state error based on the type of input. So with this we'll end here.